On the fuel side, companies want to believe their drivers are honest. And in most cases, they're right. But there are exceptions. Some drivers do overindulge in fuel. They use it to fill up their personal car. They fill up a spouse's car. They pull up a second car behind their company car and fill both up at the same time. They abuse the system and believe that nobody's watching. A fuel card watches, and it has flags or exception reporting that tells you when something should be paid attention to. The problem with data is if you have too much of it, you can't do anything with it. You know this very well. So the reality is it flags only the issues that need attention. On the maintenance side of a fleet, it's probably even more important because repair shops are oftentimes honest, but they oftentimes oversell products and services. And having an advocate or a buffer in between your driver and the mechanic at the repair shop is critical. Because if you have the buffer, another mechanic that's working for you as a fleet, they insert themselves with a lot of knowledge and expertise because they too are a mechanic and they know what should be done and what shouldn't. They authorize the repair shop, not your drivers. And when you have an expert authorizing the maintenance instead of the driver, there's more continuity and consistency across the fleet in what is authorized and what your costs are and what your costs should be, and it's reported on. So for example, horror stories would be, we've had a driver go into a repair shop, and the repair shop said this driver needed new brakes all around, 4 new brakes. Our maintenance mechanic caught that vehicle had new brakes 3 or 4 months prior and asked the shop to take measurements, send photos. The shop then backed off and said, no, I guess we were wrong. That vehicle really didn't need new brakes. So the system manages when a car should be maintained, and it manages what is maintained. We call it the scope and the depth of the repairs. So our maintenance team is an advocate for our clients, and they manage the scope of the repair. So there isn't scope creep. And then they manage the depth of the repair, meaning the commodity prices of labor and parts costs. If you manage both the scope and the depth, you really reduce maintenance costs 20 to 40%.